Well,
to
I
execute.
ain't looking real good. That was in November.
Yeah, no,
Maybe I ought to just put you in jail right now. I gave you a 90-day break to start to pay on it, and you didn't do anything from November till January. Good morning, sir. You're Pablo D. Pena.
yes, I am.
Mr. Pena has a bench warrant out for his arrest. His girlfriend had called. Oh, it's just an outstanding warrant. There's no bench warrant.
Yeah, I don't believe he's ever been arraigned.
Deputy Zinsmaster reached out to Prosecutor Davis and said he can turn himself in at the courthouse. That's not the protocol. He's supposed to turn himself in at the jail.
Yeah, I believe he qualifies under 762.10D. He's able to present himself at the court. I don't believe that this is a enumerated charge where he's not able to and would have to present himself at the jail like an aggravated case or a domestic violence. I think it's just a drug charge. So it would be appropriate for him to bring himself to the courthouse. I think that there was some confusion, mix-ups about that. So I talked to him yesterday.
That's this case. Got an unpaid fine on a driving suspended. Pled guilty to driving suspended. I gave you a $250 fine by July 31st, 2020, or 4 days jail. You made a payment. You made a payment. Made a payment. I gave you till March. Payment. I guess that's mostly paid. You're set for sentencing on a charge of no insurance. Pled guilty to violation of the motor vehicle code, and the original charges were dismissed. I set it out 90 days to see if you paid your existing fines. You're set for sentencing on February 17th at 9 o'clock. I don't know whether you paid on your existing fines or not.
Well, actually, excuse me, I was gonna set up a payment plan today, actually, while I was here.
Well,
to
I
execute.
ain't looking real good. That was in November.
Yeah, no,
Maybe I ought to just put you in jail right now. I gave you a 90-day break to start to pay on it, and you didn't do anything from November till January.
I've been going through a couple things. You know,
Yeah, you've been going through some things. All right, let's take a look at this. That's very disappointing to me.
How much is the fines? Yeah.
I don't even know. You just walked in off the street. I didn't have any preparation of this. So
After that day, I went to the office here in the court, and they told me that they said that I owed a whole bunch, but then they looked closer and told me that my name is in there twice.
yes,
Like 3 brackets, it's twice, so it looks like 6 fines, but it's really
it's not.
okay.
That is true. You're in there twice.
He explained it to me, but
But you owe something, and so far you haven't paid anything, but let's take a look at this. 2463. This is alleged that the way back in July, so this isn't imminent, that you did possess methamphetamine as a second or subsequent offense. That warrant was authorized on November 24th by Prosecutor Robert. The way it's charged, it's a felony punishable by up to 20 years in prison. They allege that you got stopped at 131 and Broadway, where everything seems to happen, at Culver's parking lot. Pena was found to not have a valid license. He consented to the search of the vehicle. The registered owner of the vehicle arrived and said that she wanted the vehicle searched for narcotics. Used needle and a tin foil with burn marks, commonly used to smoke methamphetamine. Pena stated he used methamphetamine and heroin. All right, well, what it is a paraphernalia charge and no insurance. So it's a trace amount and some stuff in the car. All right.
I actually recently started the Suboxone program also. So
Who's helping with that?
what's the Work at Health?
Work and Health?
Work at Health. Yeah. I call and do my appointments on video and keep in contact with her like twice a month or something. But
I'm not familiar with that program, but it sounds like a good one.
it's working.
Well, it works for opioids, but it doesn't work for methamphetamine.
True.
They don't have a Suboxone corollary for meth, or the world would be a better place. All right. You're going to need to get printed and mugshotted. I'm going to set bond in the amount of $2,500 PR. Defendant needs to be printed. And mugshot.
Would you be checking out with pretrial service or community corrections as well, Your Honor? Not off the bat.
You're recommending that?
Sometimes, sometimes people find it helpful if they're doing things like Suboxone and stuff, in my experience, but it's up to the court. If he does.
All right, I'll do that. They can supervise that it is a second or subsequent offense. I'm going to set pre-exam.
Okay.
This happened in 3 rivers, but it's by the county officers. So Mr. George is eligible to be his attorney. Set pre-exam for 2/13/26 at 8:30 and 2/20/26 at 1 for preliminary examination if needed. All right, I'm going to send you out to the counter. You can do his fingerprints here. He's going to need to go to the jail to get a mugshot. He's got to sign a bond form. We're going to refer you to community corrections for supervision. Glad to hear you're on the payment plan or on Suboxone. If you don't pay on the other stuff, I'll just put you in jail when I see you in February. You got another no insurance with this. But this was in July, so that may be the one you're paying on.
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get another one. It's the old one. So let's get this taken care of. All right, you go to the court officer. You got some things to do here.
Thank you.
All right, the case we're addressing is People versus Nevaeh Maria Horton. File number is 252100 SD. This matter was set for an attorney pretrial last Friday, which would have been January the 2nd. we had a lot of cases set that day. We had 10 or 11 drinking driving cases. The defendant didn't show up. So I called her on the phone while her lawyer was here, and we agreed that she would be here this morning to meet with her lawyer and have the attorney pretrial. So she held up her end of the deal. She is here today, and so is Casey Strong, her lawyer. She's charged with a complaint that alleges that on or about 7/17 of 25 in White Pigeon Township, she was operating a vehicle with a high blood alcohol content of 0.1017 grams or more. That's used to be called the super drunk statute. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $700 and 6 points and the suspension of your driving record. Ms. Strong, what's the plea offer here?
The offer is operating while intoxicated, first offense, as a no contest plea for lack of recollection.
All right. The lesser charge, operating while intoxicated, is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It does carry 6 points and requires that your license be suspended. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that charge?
No,
Or promise you anything other than the reduction of the charge?
no.
Now, by pleading no contest, you don't admit what happened, but you also don't deny what happened. You allow or accept that a conviction would enter. This affidavit shows that you were quite intoxicated. You drank New Amsterdam vodka and Dr. Pepper, probably a name for that. And then you drank some twisted teas and smoked some marijuana. You were actually in a traffic accident and were injured. They took your blood and it came back as a 0.204, which is over the limit for operating while intoxicated. That's over 0.08. It's quite intoxicated. We get lots of people with high blood alcohol levels and they say, well, I had 2 beers, or someone told me the other day they had 3 butterscotch shots.
I do not intend to lie. I know I was drunk at night and I intend to take the consequences
Well,
for my actions.
And I appreciate that. You were, it takes a lot of alcohol to get that high of a blood alcohol level. And it also takes practice. You can't just go get that drunk without having a little practice. Now, the no contest plea, this is the quintessential type of case. People are in a traffic accident. They don't have a recollection of what happened. And they say, well, I don't admit it, but I also don't deny it.
I don't remember enough for.
All right, well, that's fine. So you're pleading no contest to this charge?
Yes.
And you accept the factual basis from the affidavit of probable
Yes.
cause? All right, Ms. Holt. Now, we were very busy on Friday. We didn't finish until about 20 to 1, but we would have fit this in. I set your lawyer for a bunch of sentences, and I think that day's already crammed too full to put this in there. So let's,
I can make it smooth.
what?
I can make it smooth.
let's see how much is in there. No, I only have 3 probation agents.
Oh,
So I
yes.
can't do 4 screenings on the same day. In fact, right, I'm gonna be shifting things. But let's take a look and find a date that doesn't work very good for you.
And they'll give you-
Yeah, let's see what I got. Yeah, I've got 3. I got Alexander, Westfall, and Camp, all for February 11th.
Mhm.
You got an all-female group that morning. As I said, we had 11 cases. We did 7 of 10. But let's go out a little farther. Farther than I like, but V25. Are you available on Wednesday, February 25th?
Absolutely.
Miss Horton, things have changed in your life since this accident happened in July.
Yes,
You went to the hospital, you had some treatment. I thought you were also, had you done some rehab or some other sort of alcohol treatment?
yes, I was in I'm still in AA. And I went to the hospital because I broke my leg.
Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No, I've never been in trouble.
Well, I'm glad I didn't read about you in the newspaper as an obituary. Set this for February 25th at 11. Attorney Casey Strong. Ms. Strong, I appreciate your accommodation here. You saved your client getting arrested on a bench warrant. We made it work. We had more relaxed time to take the plea. She's accepting responsibility. We'll get it set for sentencing, and that's good for everybody concerned. All right, Ms. Horton, what's your occupation right now?
I'm a healthcare provider with ADAPT.
Yeah, you told me that each time I talked to you. I think you told me that on the phone also. Well, all right, this is gonna suspend your driver's license.
Yes, I know.
And so you need to prepare for that. That'll happen shortly
I don't
after.
have a license,
All right,
so someone already takes me to work.
okay. Are you still in Edwardsburg?
Yes,
All right, you take this form out to the counter.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Strong, thank you. I'll see you in February.